Why do you always say, "I'm fine," even though you're not? You say it softly, politely, like it's the most natural thing in the world. But what's really happening underneath is a small shutdown, a quiet retreat from being your true self. And if you've ever wondered why you can be loved but still feel misunderstood, this is the real reason. We think connection is built on closeness, but it's actually built on exposure. Not in a dramatic sense, but in small, everyday ways. The moment you show someone something you don't fully like about yourself, and they stay, that's vulnerability. Not a speech, not a performance, just staying open when everything in you wants to shut down or turn away. We've been taught the opposite. We grow up equating vulnerability with weakness, so we learn to be strong, composed, and impressive. We think love will be safer that way, but control doesn't protect intimacy, it strangles it. And you can have all the right words, the right timing, even the right person, and still never feel understood, because love can't reach through armor. Protected yet lonely. That's where so many of us live. We tell ourselves we're avoiding drama, being mature, or keeping the peace. But what we're really avoiding is risk. The risk of being truthful and not accepted, of being understood, and then abandoned. The risk that someone might look at the truth of you and not stay. So this is the paradox. The very thing that feels like it could break connection, vulnerability, is actually what creates it. You can't love deeply without letting yourself be touched by the possibility of loss. You can't be moved if you never let anything reach you. And that fear, the fear of being seen, is ultimately rooted in shame. Shame says, "I'm not good enough to be loved as I am," and it's quieter than guilt. It doesn't say, "I did something wrong." It says, "I must be wrong." It's the belief that love has to be earned by being impressive, easy, and unproblematic. So you try to be the perfect partner, the reliable friend, or the one who never complains. And slowly, you disappear. You build a version of yourself that's impossible to connect with because there's no vulnerability left inside. You've replaced your humanity with performance, and people who feel worthy of love don't feel less fear. They just don't treat fear as proof that they're doing something wrong. They see fear as the cost of being open. Think about the last time you wanted to say something honest and swallowed it instead. What was it you were protecting? Your heart or your image? If you've ever caught yourself saying, "I just don't want to be too much," or "I don't want to scare them off," you've probably confused emotional honesty with burdening someone. But those two things aren't the same. Being honest about your feelings doesn't make you needy. It makes you real. You can be calm and self-aware and still say, "I feel hurt. I miss you. I need reassurance." That's vulnerability in practice. Not a grand confession, just small truth-telling. "I'm not sure what I need yet, but something feels off. I know this isn't a big deal, but it matters to me. I'm scared you'll think less of me if I tell you this, but here goes." Vulnerability is a daily act of courage disguised as conversation. It's staying in the moment when your instinct is to escape it. It's trusting that you can survive being seen. And the irony? We admire vulnerability in others, but fear it in ourselves. When someone opens up to you, it feels intimate, brave, human. But when it's your turn, it feels dangerous. So we hide behind confidence, humor, independence, anything that says, "I'm fine." But no one falls in love with "I'm fine." They fall in love with the small cracks you keep trying to seal, the parts that make you human. Let's look at how this plays out. You'd rather argue about dishes than admit you felt feeling ignored. But the fight wasn't about dishes. It was about wanting to be seen. That's what we do when we don't feel safe to be vulnerable. We fight about symptoms instead of naming the wound. Sometimes the hardest vulnerability isn't revealing yourself, it's receiving. Letting someone love you when you don't feel lovable. Accepting comfort instead of deflecting it. Saying thank you instead of changing the subject. For many of us, that's even scarier than opening up. Because receiving love requires believing you're worthy of it. And worthiness is something shame convinces you you've lost. So you push it away. You stay in control. You stay unneedy. You stay fine. And the relationship quietly starves from lack of truth. Love can't breathe through perfection. It breathes through honesty. And honesty takes risk. Not recklessness, not oversharing, just risk. Because not every relationship is a safe place for vulnerability. Some people haven't earned the right to hold your truth. That's not cynicism, it's discernment. Vulnerability without boundaries isn't intimacy. It's self-abandonment. The difference is simple. Discomfort is okay. Danger isn't. If someone can hold your small truths gently, they'll probably handle your bigger ones. If they dismiss or weaponize your openness, protect yourself. Safety first. You're allowed to be cautious and open. You're allowed to heal slowly. And you're allowed to trust again, one sentence at a time. Because when vulnerability is met with care, it changes everything. It turns arguments into conversations, walls into doors, fear into closeness. And that's the part most people miss. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing your pain. It's about staying present in the moment you'd rather disappear. You'll want to run, to smooth it over, to say, "Never mind, it's fine." But that's the exact second where intimacy could begin, if you stay. And it's not about being fearless. It's about being seen, afraid. Every time you choose honesty over performance, connection deepens. Every time you let someone see the real you teach them how to love you properly. That's the work. Not pretending you're healed, not waiting until you're unbreakable, but learning to stay open even while the ground feels shaky. And here's the paradox again. People who live wholeheartedly, the ones who love deeply and build strong relationships, aren't the ones who never get hurt. They're the ones who are willing to get hurt because they know they'll survive it. That's what courage looks like. Not the absence of fear, but moving through fear without closing off. So maybe the next time you feel that pull to shut down, to pretend you don't care, to hide the part that trembles, pause, take one breath, stay a second longer. That's where love either deepens or disappears. You don't have to hand someone your entire story, just a piece of it. You don't have to cry on cue. Just tell the truth, gently. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. Because you can't be loved for who you are if you never let anyone see you. And the longer you perform being fine, the lonelier love feels. So maybe the real test of love isn't how long it lasts. It's how true you can stay while you're in it. Love isn't about being impressive. It's about being available. It's about being reachable. And above all else, it's allowing yourself to be seen. That begins the moment you stop saying, "I'm fine," and start saying and living what's actually true. Like and subscribe for more reflections on vulnerability, truth, and love.